Good day, fellow wilderness connoisseurs, and today I would like to introduce you to one of the most beautiful blades ever created. A blade not thrust forth from the tranquil lake in the hands of a beautiful maiden, but exquisite nonetheless. It is a blade made by Mr. Will Adams of Bushblade in collaboration with Dryad Bushcraft and myself, Andrew Price, and we chatted about the design of this blade quite a while ago now, and if I'm honest, I never actually thought it would happen, but thanks to Mr. Will Adams, here it is, and I'd really like to show you how good this blade is. Now, just looking at the outside, if you look at this sheath, it's a vegetable tanned leather sheath, full grain leather, beautifully stitched, brass D-loop here, and we also have the standard belt loop, which I prefer actually, which holds it closer. You also have several holes here for lanyards that can attach it to your leg, or it can be worn in a horizontal position as well. Now this is wet formed and hardened, so the sheath is incredibly well made and it fits the knife so perfectly. What I'll probably find is for the first few dozen times that I use this knife that the sheath will be quite stiff, so when you're taking the blade in and out, it pays to be a little bit careful. There we go, that's beautiful. Now, there she is. Now as you can see, the shape of the blade is very reminiscent of the Bowie style, or the clip point blades that were common right throughout the pioneer years in America. Of course, the original Bowies were much, much bigger, but this clip point swept up blade is a very, very distinctive feature of that type of knife. We call it a clip point. The blade goes up. Most bushcraft knives that you see these days tend to have what we call a drop point blade or a spear point, which doesn't have this quite dramatic upsweep, but I've always really liked that feature. The other thing is the length of the blade is slightly longer than most bushcraft knives that tend to be on the 4-inch range, and I've always thought that it would be nice to have a slightly bigger blade than that. Now, if you look at this side here, we have a forced patina finish. Now what that does, it removes the shine. This is 01 tool steel, 4mm, so it's a good solid thick blade, very, very capable. 01 tool steel is a bit of a standard. It's very reliable. I really like it. Some people prefer more exotic steels, but I don't see anything wrong with 01 at all. Dryad Bushcraft logo. Has a very, very good tactile feel to the handle. The handle scales are green micarta with red spacers, and green micarta is a modern synthetic handle material. Very, very good, gives a good grip even when it's wet. It's quite hard, but it has, I feel, a very traditional look to it, particularly in the green. I really do like the feel and the colour and the aesthetics of this type of material. And the feel, the shape of the handle is absolutely perfect for my hand. The butt end of the handle here is slightly flared out, which gives you a very, very good grip, particularly when you're doing slashing movements, cutting through brush, things like that. That slightly flared out butt end here gives you a lot of security, prevents it from sliding out of your hand. So what I intend to do is to demonstrate how effective this knife is. And I'm going to go through a few different stages. Now the first is to demonstrate how incredibly sharp it is. So for that I intend to give myself a good traditional wet shave using the blade. Now I would normally use a straight razor for that, but I've got absolute confidence that this edge will do the job perfectly. Now the first thing we need to think about before shaving using any form of cutthroat razor is to prepare the face. It's no good just going hacking at it. So what we need to do first is to wash, make sure all the stubble is clean and we've removed any oils and impurities that will interfere with the shave. So that's the first one there. Get plenty of moisture into the soap, because we want this blade to glide over our face. We don't want any snagging. So while the lather is softening the stubble on my face, the next step is to strop the blade. What this does is realign the burrs at the edge of the blade, and gives it a very, very fine edge. So I'm just going to gently do that to begin with. Now the amount of time you do this for is really up to you, but what we're really looking for is a mirror finish on that edge. And you can test it just on the hairs on your arm. And that is an incredibly sharp edge. So let's see what it does. What a beefy blade to be doing this with, so bear with me. And it seems to be doing the job. About the angle of the blade, you can get a feel for it, but in the blade of this size it's a little bit trickier than using a traditional cutthroat razor. This is always the most difficult part, now, around the moustache area. Oh, that's much better. So that's my shave out of the way. The next thing is the cornerstone of civilization, a cup of tea.